Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, George is the Only One, and I'm here to give you like a quick 5-minute review on Blue Beetle. Listen, when I first saw like the first two trailers that came out, I gotta be honest, I wasn't very excited. Like the trailer looked fine, like it didn't really give me anything like hopeful, like oh yeah, I'm so excited for this movie. Like I was excited about George Lopez and Xolo Maridueña, which I'll get into that in a second. And I was like, yeah, well, I'll watch it, maybe when it comes out in HBO Max or something. But let me just say this. I loved it. I'm surprised I loved it because me and my mom, we went to go watch it. And my mom was not a huge fan of superhero movies. So when we went to go watch it, we both came out loving it, surprisingly. But let me tell you something. Although I did really enjoy this movie, I do think there is a lot of flaws. And I'll get into that in a second. But first, let me tell you what I liked. What I really liked about this movie, I just gotta give it to Xolo Maridueña. I think that's how you say his name. I don't want to mess it up, but I really love this character and Blue Beetle, like him transforming to Blue Beetle, being the superhero. He is the heart of the not the heart, but he is like a huge standout in this movie. And I really loved him as Blue Beetle. And since James Gunn did confirm that he is going to be like a new character in the DCEU, I am really excited to see him. Another huge standout has got to be George Lopez. George Lopez made this movie extremely funny. Me and my mom were it was a lot of laugh out loud moments. And I wasn't really expecting that with Blue Beetle. In my opinion, this movie is better than The Flash. I don't know where that came from. It just came out of slide. But yes, George Lopez was a huge star. I will be honest, the first few 10 to 15 minutes, I did find it to be a bit slow. I did find some of the characters to be a little bit too annoying or a little too much, I was like, yeah, well, they're fine. And that was where I was thinking, oh, this is going to be one of those movies where it's going to be boring and just a huge CGI fight by the end. And it wasn't, once Xolo Maridueña, what's his name? Oh, Jaime. Once Jaime turns into the Blue Beetle himself, the movie escalates like pretty quickly. Like, oh, it's fun already. Like the movie just turned fun immediately. It was like a switch, I was like, oh wow, that's surprising. But yeah, another huge standout has to be the overall story. And even though this movie does feel like a generic superhero movie, I really enjoy that. I really enjoy how this movie is simple. It's nothing more than an original origin story of Blue Beetle. And I love that. It's just a simple story, straightforward, fun, funny, heartwarming, a lot of good standout moments from a lot of different characters. And I really love how the story, the thing that really made this movie great was the family themed in the whole movie, because the whole family really makes this movie worth watching. You know what I mean? Since I'm Mexican, I literally saw my family in that screen, and I connected with them immediately. I was like, oh yeah, that's my family right there. And yeah, I really enjoy watching Blue Beetle because the family element in this movie is so strong. And I know that when you say that about any superhero movie, oh yeah, the family, oh, it's very good, yeah. But once you watch the movie, the family they're pushed aside. In Blue Beetle, they're the main, they are the main characters, they push Jaime to be Blue Beetle. They push him to be a great superhero, and I really love that here. And this review is longer than 5 minutes, damn it. But with all that being said, let me tell you a little bit of the gripes I had. First off, I think this movie could have been shorter, 20 minutes less, maybe 20, yeah. Because even though this movie is an origin story, I do think it could have been cut 10-15 minutes minimum. Another thing I didn't really fully enjoy was the villain. I did enjoy the villain by the end of the movie, because you see what he's fighting for, you see why he's evil, you see what's been going on. But throughout the movie, you don't really care for him. You just see him as an obstacle, not a villain, just an obstacle that Jaime, or Blue Beetle, I guess you can say, has to go through to become a better hero. But yeah, like I said, in the movie, like throughout the movie, he doesn't, he seems menacing, but then like you don't really connect with the villain either, because you don't know what his motives are. You just feel like, oh yeah, he's just like a sidekick or something. Not a sidekick, I mean like a, like a side villain. There we go. And he is a side villain, but by the end of the movie, he's like a huge villain. If you've seen the trailers, you know what I mean. But and then by the end of the movie, you connect with the villain, and I was like, wow, I wish you could have done that since like the beginning of the movie, so I could have connected with him a little more, what his motives are, why he's evil, or why he works with this lady. Even though we did get some hints of it, but you know, I kind of wish we got that before, so we connected with him more, you know, so the fight can be more personal against Blue Beetle. But anyways, those were just my little gripes. It didn't impact the movie at all, and the soundtrack was amazing. A lot of Mexican songs, and I guess spoiler alert for the post-credit scene. Well, if you grew up Mexican and you grew up watching some Mexican shows, then I guess spoiler alert if you want to know. But let me just say, the cameo of El Chapulín Colorado, oh my god, that, I gotta be honest, that's my favorite post-credit scene in any superhero movie. We got to see Chapulín Colorado on the big screen, and I was like, that, my childhood is now complete. But anyways, I really enjoyed this movie. This is gonna be a what's it called, very controversial, but I give it a 9 out of 10. I really love this movie, and I am willing to watch this movie again. Maybe till it comes out in HBO Max. But anyways, yeah, if you've seen Blue Beetle, comment below. Let me know what you thought about this movie. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.